Hi, welcome back to Baking with Josh and Ange.
Hi everyone! Hey, happy Father's Day!
Yeah, happy Father's Day, guys.
So we were talking about what to make this week, and the kids and I love strawberries. You're on the fence.
I like them okay.
You like them okay?
I like them in things. I don't really like to eat them like whole.
Yeah, so
anyway.
for Father's Day we decided to make strawberries.
Lovely.
But I'm making you your soup.
Yes, you are.
He loves Italian wedding soup.
Yep, it's on our website if you want to make it too.
www.bakingwithjoshandange.com. So the kids and I love strawberries, and we're like, Josh, can you make us a sweet treat using strawberries?
And I said, sure. So today we're going to be making a strawberry sponge cake with whipped cream icing.
It sounds pretty good.
It's really good, and it looks really cool when it's done. That's kind of why I picked it.
Okay, so how do we make this?
Okay, so 3 steps. So the first step we're going to do is make the meringue. So here are the ingredients you're going to need for the meringue. 4 egg whites at room temperature, 1/4 teaspoon cream of tartar, and 5 tablespoons of sugar. So I'm gonna let Angela make the meringue.
No, I'm not ready to make the meringue.
It's nothing to be scared of. It's really pretty easy. Okay, so Ange, go ahead and put the egg whites into the mixer.
Like that.
So far, so good.
Okay.
Okay, now put the mixer down, lock it, and then just turn it on to about low to medium speed. So lock it first though.
Oh.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna wait until these egg whites get really bubbly and foamy. It takes about 2 minutes and you'll be able to see the bubbles and foam start. So
Alright.
it's very, very exciting. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes and now as you can see, you see the bubbles?
It's very
and
foamy. It's very foamy.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to add the cream of tartar. Perfect. Put this up to medium, which is 4.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that. We're just going to wait until we get some soft peaks forming from the bubbles.
I don't know what soft peaks are.
You know, like in the bubble bath where you can kind of like, with your fingers, make a little like
beard
or
stuff.
whatever. Yeah, that's kind of the consistency you want. Now we're going to add the sugar. Now with the sugar, you're just going to add it very slowly while the mixture's running. Then once all the sugar's added, we're going to crank this up to medium-high speed and let it run for a few minutes. And then our meringue will be done. Now the sugar's all added, so we're going to put this up to medium-high speed. Now you're just going to mix this until it becomes smooth and glossy and thick. And we'll be able to tell pretty soon. It takes probably about 4 to 5 minutes for the meringue after you add all the sugar to become like the consistency we want. Now the meringue is done, so go ahead and turn it off.
It's
All
so
right.
pretty.
Yeah. Look at that. Okay.
Ooh, can I try some?
Yeah, try some. So good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it should be very like shiny and glossy and thick, and that's how you know you did it right. So now we're going to transfer this to this other bowl, and then we're just going to put it in the fridge and set it aside until we're ready for it. So before we get started making the rest of the batter, you want to prep your pan. So you want a 9x13 baking pan lined with parchment paper.
So Josh has a tip for the parchment paper,
I do.
which he explained to me. And I actually think it's really helpful. And he was like, should we tell them? I'm like, yes, tell them.
What you want to do is you're going to put the parchment paper in the pan and then line the bottom with your fingers so you can see the line right here where it is. And then you just cut diagonally on the side, right there, that's enough. And then when you lay it back in, it folds over itself so you get a cleaner edge. See? It just fits so much nicer. Okay, so now we're ready to make the rest of the batter. Here's what you're going to need for the rest of the sponge cake batter. 4 egg yolks, room temperature. 2 tablespoons sugar. 3 tablespoons milk. 3 tablespoons canola oil. A ½ teaspoon vanilla. 4 drops strawberry extract. 3 drops pink food coloring. 1/4 cup flour and 1/4 cup cornstarch. So the first thing we're going to do is take the egg yolks and the sugar and we're going to mix them together. Now is when we're going to add the strawberry extract and the food coloring. Now, I should say about the food coloring, it's totally optional. I like to use it because it makes it look like a strawberry. Like it's like pink strawberry shortcake.
But
whatever.
you love to go for the look of things.
I do.
He does. And I know a lot of people don't like to use food coloring, so you don't need to.
You don't need it. It
Yeah.
doesn't affect the taste at all. We're going to add just a few drops, maybe 3 or 4 drops of the strawberry extract. And then 3 drops of this pink food coloring. And then we're just going to mix this together. So that looks good. Next, we're going to add the milk, canola oil, and lastly vanilla, and mix that together really well. Okay, so now that we're getting close to being done with the batter, I'm gonna have Angela preheat the oven to 325 degrees. All right, thanks honey. So now, we're going to add the flour and the cornstarch. Mix this all together. While I'm mixing, I want to have Ange, why don't you go get the meringue? Because now it's time to fold in the meringue. All right, got the meringue ready.
There you go.
Add just about half the meringue first and whisk it up, and then add the rest of the meringue, and then just use the spatula to fold it in gently. This is what gives the sponge cake its nice airy quality. That's looking good. All right, so now we're gonna add the rest of the meringue, fold it in with the spatula. All right, so now it's time to put this into the pan.
All right.
All right, pour this in.
Oh, it's super pink.
Spread it out with the spatula. You just want to try and get this as level as possible. Once you have it spread out, lay it on the table like that.
Jeez.
and so the bubbles that are in your cake should go away then.
Oh my God, you're freaking out the animals.
All right, so this goes into the oven for 25 minutes at 325 degrees. Okay, so while this is in the oven, now is a great time to make your whipped cream. You don't have to make the whipped cream. You can buy store-bought.
You can definitely buy store-bought, like I would.
The Cool Whip, the artificial whipped cream, is actually really good for this recipe as well. But, you know, I love the way homemade whipped cream tastes.
And now we have a website.
We do.
And the recipe is on the website.
So go check it out. It's really easy to make. Don't be scared. Okay, so our cake is done. And the way you can tell it's done is when you push on the top of the cake, it should kind of spring back a little bit.
It's kind of like a little Tempur-Pedic pillow.
Yeah, a little bit. So now, take it out of the oven. The cool thing about the parchment paper too is that you can just lift it out of the pan, like that. Boom. So now we're gonna peel back the edges of the parchment paper. Then we're going to have to let this cool for a little bit. So a great way to let this cool is on a wire rack, like this one right here.
But, you guys, Josh doesn't like the little markings the wire rack leaves on the cake.
Well, who does?
So you put a towel over it.
Yep, put a towel in between the cake and the wire rack, and that way you won't get the markings. We'll just put the towel over the cake like so, put the wire rack on top. We're just going to flip it. 1, 2, 3.
I would have
Like so.
wrecked it. There is no way I would have done that right. I kind of want to try it. He's like, no, it won't let me.
Peel back the parchment paper to let this cool for probably about 10 minutes.
While that cools, we do want to give a little bit of love and shout out to Josh's dad, Bruce, in Wichita, Kansas.
Yep, happy Father's Day, Dad.
Happy Father's Day! And I'd like to wish my dad happy Father's Day. Of course, I'll probably tear up because my dad passed away a few years ago. I can't even talk about it still after all this time. He was an amazing dad. So happy Father's Day also to you guys out there who are spending this Father's Day without your dad. And for those of you that have your dad, go call your dad.
All right, so while the cake is cooling, I'm gonna have Angela cut some strawberries for us because we're going to put some strawberries in the middle of the cake.
My guess is you want them really thin?
Yeah, so cut them really thin because we're going to put those in the middle of the cake.
Gotcha.
And then on top of the cake, we'll have some strawberries that we just cut in half. Put a little strawberry on each piece of cake. All right, that looks great. I will go get the whipped cream and then we can start decorating the cake.
Awesome.
Okay, so now that the cake is cooled, I'm going to take another piece of parchment paper, put it on top, flip it back over. Lots of flipping.
So much flipping.
Lots of flipping. And then voila. So to make this cake, we are going to trim off the edges to make it really nice and even. Cut it in half because we're going to stack the cake on top of each other. Just take a serrated knife and you can cut off the edges. Try and get that as even as you can. So then we will cut it right down the middle. Okay, so now it's time to decorate the sponge cake. It's actually really pretty simple, especially the layering part. Dollop some whipped cream on there. Here, why don't you put the first layer on?
Okay.
Get a big dollop.
Okay.
And then just kind of spread it around very gently.
Like that?
Yep, looks good. So now we take the strawberries, line up, 4 across, 3 down. Because when we cut it, we're going to cut it into 12 different pieces.
Okay.
And each piece will have a strawberry in the middle.
Yum.
Yeah. And now we'll put a layer on top. Just cover the strawberries. So now we're going to layer the sponge cake, on top. So just go ahead and put that right on top. Press it down like gently.
Okay.
And it's okay if it kind of goes over the edge because we're going to put a layer of whipped cream on the edge too. So go ahead and put another layer on top. That looks great.
Now what?
Okay, so maybe I'll do the sides.
Okay.
You can be really generous on the sides too. And then we can just wipe off the extra when we're done. And if you really want to make it look super pretty and fancy and professional, do a crumb coat, put a really light layer of whipped cream on top, put it in the refrigerator for a while, and then refrost it.
So a crumb coat is like a base coat that then holds the other icing on?
Yeah, because
I'm learning stuff, you guys!
if it crumbles the first time and you have it locked in with the icing, then the next layer of icing is not going to crumble at all. It's like a protective coat. Okay, so we have a lot of whipped cream on here, and that's great. Now we can kind of even it out. And to even it out, I like to use just a knife. Take the knife right on the edge, and then you can choose how pretty you want to make it too. I mean, I would probably spend like hours trying to get this perfect.
You would.
For this cake to cut really pretty, I do recommend putting it in the refrigerator or the freezer for at least a half hour.
Because that way when you're ready to cut and serve it, the slice is cut very pretty.
Another tip is to use either a little piece of parchment paper or some baking cups that you like for muffins. That way they don't stick to the bottom of the plate or whatever you're serving them on.
Look how cute!
Really cool, huh?
Isn't that so cute, you guys? It looks so fancy, really pretty, and then I love the little strawberry as like a topping.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's really good.
I feel like I say that every video. I take a bite. It's so good.
And guys, this is definitely a recipe that you can do at home.
Look at him. He believes in you guys.
I do. I feel like anyone can bake. Really, anyone can do this stuff. You just have to have confidence in yourself and have the right teachers. So give it a shot and tag us if you make something.
Tag us if you make this. It's so great for like a party or like a Sunday brunch or I don't know, you guys. It's just yummy and fun and the kids love it. All right, thanks so much for tuning back in. You guys, your support means so much. I know we say that a lot, but a lot of times we're just here in our kitchen doing this. We're like, is anyone watching? So thanks so much. We have a great time. We hope you enjoy it. And happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, guys.
Have a great one.
All right, bye.
Bye. Go lay down, Biscuit.
Go lay down.
Go in your bed.
Go.
Go lay down. Take your time though. Good girl. It's summertime and this one is sweaty and he's freaking out.
It's hot in here.
It is not hot in here. Oh, you guys, I don't know what we're gonna do. This is my standing mixer dance. You like it? You're like, I don't care, Angela. I'm just laughing because we have to yell. We're like, this is how you make meringue, you guys! I will say this, our house always smells so good. It always smells like a bakery.
Well,